Everybody, we are back, man. It's been a minute, but we are back on Let That Be Known reaction channels, man. And we got a crazy one for you. You've seen it. It's been going viral everywhere about Enes, man, and Royce, white man who wants to join the WNBA, standing on equal rights. Are you for it? Or are you against it? But without further ado, man, here's my co-host.
What's going on, fam? I don't have much to say, man. We about to get into it. Sit back, relax, and let there be known. Reaction. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. We back in this thing. It's been a minute, I know, since we've been on this reaction channel, since we dropped anything on this reaction channel, man. But man, we got a hot one today for the people, man. A hot one, man. It's been going viral. I seen it about a couple of days ago. I shot it over to John, like, man, we got to touch this one, man. This one is the one we've been waiting on. We've been waiting on this one, folks. Cause I can't believe it. But we got some bold evangelist type men who's out here trying to spread this gospel.
Yes, sir.
Who's trying to learn some individuals. As my grandma would say, I'm gonna learn you. Trying to learn these individuals about common sense. This is a video about common sense. Now, people been fighting for equal rights, equality, and now you open that Pandora's box for equality, but you didn't take into account about this, about having full-fledged grown men join the WNBA. Now, most men, we thought about it, but we are just, we just let the women have it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you got your league, whatever. We have a couple of individuals who's saying, nah, let's take this equality all the way. Let's see how equal we really are. Let's just take a couple of grown men, just drop them off in there and just see what happens. let's just see what happens. See how equal we are. If we drop a couple of grown men in there, let's see how equal it'll really be. But y'all don't know, man. There's been a gentleman online, man. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he offered the championship team, which was the Las Vegas Aces at the time, $10 million to face a champion high school boys basketball team. And if the women won, he would give them $10 million. And he had contracts ready. And of course, nobody stepped up to the plate, which they thought it was insulting. I thought it was a money opportunity. Because if somebody offered me $10 million for somebody that I knew I could beat, even if I couldn't beat them, for $10 million, I'm willing to look like a fool. It's almost like somebody saying, you know what, man? I got $10 million for you right now.
Clay Travis.
$10 million for you right now. Clay Travis had this. I got $10 million for you right now, man. You and Kevin Durant right now. Play. Check ball.
Check ball. Check it up.
Now, do I think I'm gonna win? No.
Absolutely not.
But it's $10 million. I'm willing to chance it. If he goes down, I'm willing to chance it. It's a chance to win $10 million. How many things you do for free?
Oh, man.
I see some people in the chat, man. But man, we're gonna get into this, man. John, what's your take on this, man, before we get into these videos?
Yeah, man, this is this is definitely a stream tonight, man, about common sense or the lack thereof. Um, in the two main people that's involved in this discussion on tonight is I don't think there's any other way that they could show the lack of common sense that the WNBA has shown as of since almost since there's exception. Um, so I don't want to get too much into it because we do have some clips that we're gonna play, and we'll chop it up from them and go from there. So first we do have Cheryl Reeve from the Minnesota Lynx and her thoughts on transgenders playing in the WNBA.
My views. As I said last week, I come from a space of inclusion, and the narrative that I think that is problematic is to suggest that number one, that transgender athletes are the biggest problem in women's sports. And I think this is what's bothersome, is that there's a faction of people in our country that are making this a massive issue. We have some issues. Number one, we need to protect trans kids. Every kid, to me, it's a human rights issue. Every kid has a right to sports, regardless of gender diverse, transgender. Every kid has the right to access. Now, what gets nuanced is, when you're beyond puberty, when you're an Olympic sport, when you have scholarships at state and that sort of thing. That's where I say that common sense people get together and you find common ground to find a way to be inclusive. The answer isn't no. It is not the case that we have, quote, biological men in girls' locker rooms. The way it's being phrased, the innuendo there that somehow transgender women are predators of some kind in the locker room. There's a lot of narrative that is problematic that we need to address. That is simply not what's happening. I think we can take on the issue. There are more and more transgenders in our country as years go by. There's going to come a time. I've encouraged, just years ago, I encouraged the WNBA leadership. What's our stance? What are we going to do when this occurs? Are we going to be ready? Are we going to be reactionary? And so I think it would make sense for our league to be leaders in this space. And there's again, I don't want to go so detailed. There's a lot of nuanced issues when it comes to science and hormone therapy, et cetera. I've chosen to educate myself about the space. I've chosen to listen to transgender families, and what I know is exclusion is not the answer.
So there's her take. That's the president of the Minnesota Lynx. That's her take on this. And Nathan 6909 said it's a fairness issue.
I guess equal rights, equal lefts.
I mean, once you start letting transgenders in, people who are biological males, that opens the Pandora box.
Facts. And you can't put it back in at that point.
Y'all fought for this. You want it to be all inclusive. You want it to be equal. So that's what happened. That comes with equal. So you open that. You don't want a distinction between man and woman. So this is what, kind of what you open that door for. Do I think that men should play in women's sports? No. Just speaking, if I had a daughter and she's been training for basketball all her life and she wanted to go to the WNBA and she's been training against young girls all her life, and then she goes to the WNBA, now she got to play a full-grown man, whether he's dressed up as a woman or not. I would think that would be unfair to my daughter, and I wouldn't want her to do that. I want her to be able to achieve, everything that she can achieve. But now that this is open, I'm afraid that you're going to have an influx of men that's going to be in the WNBA sooner rather than later. And so, but That's neither here or there. We'll go into the next clip, man. I believe who we have, is it Interscanner or Royce?
No, so the next one is going to be a WNBA player as well, Sophie Cunningham, and her stance on transgender being in the WNBA.
This is interesting. Let's see what
Same
how
vein,
she
in that
feels.
story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah. Do you see your advocacy on that, like taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important to protect.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sophie Cunningham. I agree with her. I believe that you shouldn't have any biological men in women's sports. I believe that's a fairness issue. I believe it becomes unfair once you start to put men and women in sports. It's going to become male dominated, just like the regular NBA. You know, we don't have a men's NBA. There's no NBA. It's just an NBA. Women can join the NBA, but the women, they won't be able to make the team. So we make a WNBA for the women, so they can have their own separate league. But since everyone's fighting for these all-inclusive rights, where people can do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, this opens the door for all of that. Now you have biological men who wants to go into that space. John, what you feel about what she said?
Yeah, I agree with what she said. You know, it is about protection and regulation. We do have to have standards. We have to have things in place. Because like Dan said, if it was just one big sports conglomerate, you would not hear about women's being a great at this or great at that. So, you know, that's why, you know, like Dan said, they made the WNBA, and they subsidized the WNBA for the last 30 years. It just now started to bring in some type of revenue. They just started to get into the black. So just imagine who would you say is like one of the bottom feeders in the NBA right now? Just like
who wouldn't even know him. He'll even play a G League guy.
Okay. we're Dallas Mavericks fans. Dwight Powell. He would kill in the WNBA.
I mean, he would.
He would kill in the WNBA. And he
Oh, I got one for you. Everyone hates him. Bronny James.
Oh boy.
Bronny would go for 45 in the WNBA.
A night.
He's scoring dang near 40 in the G League.
Yeah, so you have to think about it. It's so many issues. The physicality, the speed, the height, the athleticism, the bone density.
The bone density is just sheer.
That alone is a difference. And then let alone a biological man being in the same dressing room as a biological woman.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you allow them to share dressing rooms, or do you put them in a separate dressing room? But no. You can't, because now you're talking about equality now.
Equality.
So you can't put them in a different dressing room. You have to put them in there with women.
So if you're saying equality across the board, this is equality across the board.
I would say this. There was a story out about they allowed a trans woman or trans man go to a women's prison. And when I say he was impregnating all the women at their prison, John gonna laugh. They had to ship him up out of there, man. I mean, he was giving all them 9 months, man.
Yeah, they're busting them down.
And,
Oh.
and that women's prison, man, they start having an issue, man, where his whole cell block, man, is dang near pregnant. So,
They're busting them down.
so
block to block. The bus.
So we have an issue there, man. Like, they put him there, and I don't know who was in charge of that, who thought that was a bright idea,
Had to cut that off.
but they had to ship him up out of there immediately. Had to ship him up out of there.
Oh man.
So it became a problem, man, and this very well can be a problem on that same type of scale.
That's a
Not
fact.
saying that people will start ending up pregnant, but now you're talking about SA allegations and all these different things like this, and I feel uncomfortable, and this, and he's looking at me, he's this, he's that, and so all of that stuff comes into play. When you're talking about this, even now, just even the talk of sharing bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't want, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't want a full grown man going into the bathroom with my daughter. Right. So that's just me. I wouldn't want that. But for what everybody's fighting for, they want that. They want those issues, but it opens that Pandora's box, because once you open it, you have to take everything that comes with that. They share locker rooms. They share showers. All these things.
Yeah, and it sounds nice. Equality, it sounds nice, but with equality without limits or the proper or in its proper frame, this is what you get. It's just uncontrolled.
People don't want equality, man. People just want to do what they want to do.
Do
until it don't benefit them no more.
Exactly.
You don't want equality. I just want to do what I want to do.
And then all of a sudden, something has to change. No, this is when you open this box, this is what all comes within this box. You can't pick and choose in this box of equality when you open this door, when you open this box.
Because to sit there and think that you won't have predators that's going to join the WNBA, that you won't have people in there getting SA'd, people who would train just to go do that.
Facts.
Like, you open the door for all of that to happen. People will come with ill intentions. It won't be safe. It won't be safe. If you open the door, there are bad people out here. There's bad women. There's bad men. And if you open the door for them to get into a situation that they don't need to be in, you could have a serious issue on your hand.
That's a fact.
But I digress, man. We're going to the next video, man. We'll go to the next video, John.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA.
He bought the hood.
My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA Draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
First of all, man, he bought a WNBA hoodie.
And the cap.
Hey, what do you do with that, man?
That's how the way they have it said. That's how easy it is for you to apply for the NBA, WNBA. That's how open they have it. There are no standards in place. There are no parameters in place. When we think about discrimination, we only think about the negative connotations to it. There are positive connotations to discrimination. And that video something should pop for you about there should be discriminations in place. You have a 6'10" skilled big man that's applying for the WNBA. Let that sink in. The tallest player in the WNBA is no more than 6'5", 6'6". This man was giving people buckets in the NBA with grown men.
He had some few good seasons in the NBA. He can hoop.
He can hoop. He's no scrub. So now he's taking his talents to the WNBA to get out there.
And it's so fitting because you have ex-NBA players who are doing this. So it's not like a random guy that's coming off the street saying, you know what? I'm trans. I want to go to the WNBA. You don't have a random guy doing that.
Mm-mm.
So it eliminates the argument of, man, you couldn't make it to the NBA, so now you want to come to the WNBA. He's saying, no, I made it there, and I want to play here too. So I want to be both. I want to be a man and a woman. And y'all should take me how I am. And if you discriminate against me, I'm probably going to sue you for discrimination. That's what the WNBA is facing. The WNBA almost have their hands tied because if they don't let them in, a lawsuit could very well follow this. It could be very, very messy, depending on how far these guys want to push this.
And he said, after reviewing the WNBA bylaws,
like he looked at the rules. Both of them have read the rules and be like, oh, shoot, it ain't nothing stopping me from going. As long as I say that I'm trans. Now, if you say that if you're not trans, you can't go to the NBA.
But
that's the rule.
But that's all you have to say now. Just if I feel. Therefore, if I feel, I am.
So he's saying, I feel like I'm trans, so I want to go play in the WNBA. Now, according to the WNBA bylaws and the rules, state that there's nothing against that. So if they choose not to let him in, now you have a lawsuit on your hands.
Yep. So for 11 seasons, I was a man in the NBA.
No, he thought he was a man.
Oh, you're right. He thought he was a man.
I finally found who I am.
Mm-hmm. So Rodney Lewis implement a testosterone limit like track and field. Checkmate.
Man, hey, that would be funny, but you know his ways around here, man. They got testosterone blockers,
hey, man. Yeah. That's a good one.
That is funny though. That's funny. They gonna have to after they let those guys in, they're gonna have to rewrite these rules and bylaws, man. Because if not, you're gonna have an influx of men bombarding the WNBA.
Fast, real fast.
If all I have to say is, hey, I'm trans. I feel like I'm a woman. I want to be a woman today. if that's all you have to say, like, what's going to stop men from doing this? You got bums at home right now. Ain't making no money, no ends. They found their way. They found their way right now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some of these kids that they was hoopers in high school, maybe lost their way, didn't make it. This my way.
Everybody hooping at the parks.
There you go. Checkmate.
You're going to have them trying out. They have tryouts for these teams. They're going to be dominating in the tryouts.
You'll be a fool not to pick them up.
Because you don't want to be the only team without one. Shoot, God dang it. You don't be the only team without a trans man.
Trans one man.
Trans one man. Do you want to be the only team without a Shaq? That's essentially what it is. So now, whichever team picks him up, now all the other teams looking like, man, shoot, we got to go get us one. Now, you talking about people looking for the best people and making them say they trans.
Oh.
Let me go to the G League. I like Buddy. Hey, tell them you trans.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
we can
feel.
win. I'm going to try to have 2 or 3 of them on my team.
That's a fact. What's stopping them?
I mean, hey, if it's open like that, who don't want to win? If I'm a coach,
Ain't nothing stopping.
if I'm the coach, man, everybody that didn't get drafted, you trans, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. This is where this is going. This is heading down that road. If these gentlemen get into the WNBA, it's going to be a problem. And the only way you can stop a trans man is with another trans man.
Oh my gosh.
So coaches are gonna be looking for trans men. And it's hard to find trans men that want to hoop. So you gotta go make you some trans men.
What the agents gonna start telling these prospects, man, if you don't make it this way.
Hey, you don't make it. I still be your agent. Just hey,
So you trans.
you trans, man.
Oh my gosh.
John gonna get us counseled.
No, what the you said that.
I was trying to make a point, man. I was trying to make a point.
You
That
said,
so
you said it with such conviction though.
it was true. Like we have a problem on our hand, man. Because it don't stop here with just him or the other
Right.
gentleman. Because if you let them in, all the other teams, in order for them to compete, they need one too.
Yeah.
So it don't just stop here. And then if you get one, you gonna want another one. Dog. Man, let's go to that video. Man, listeners out there, man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. This is a problem, man.
Oh, earlier this week, I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman
Just
for
say that.
purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA Draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable, but I'm a team first guy. I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. You know, I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do.
Mm-hmm. All kidding aside, what is the reason for your decision to declare for the WNBA draft?
No, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. I see other great minds, other great athlete, political minds like Enes Kanter. You know, great minds think alike, and it's only fair that some of us get a shot to play in the Women's Association. I think I'd be a great fit. You know, I still have low mileage as a player, and you know, I got the natural fair skin and the nice, you know, thick eyelashes and whatnot. I haven't broken out my wigs yet, but I'm looking into some good ones. I don't know much about the wigs, but I'm looking into some. And I just hope that the bangs on the wig don't get into my eyesight, so I can play like I need to play.
What would stop you from declaring for the WNBA draft?
I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the Women's Association. But you know, hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So.
And unless they do that, you're very certain you're going to be declaring, right?
Oh no, I'm declaring. Yeah, no. And I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
How do you think the women players in the WNBA will feel about this?
Well, I think they're going to have nightmares, as they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm 260 pounds, 265 pounds, 6'8", can palm a man's basketball probably as easily as any player in history. I think I had the 3rd biggest hands in the modern NBA draft combine in history of the modern NBA draft combine. So, yeah, I'm sure that the women's basketball is going to fare even easier to palm, which is a huge advantage. We saw that with Michael Jordan and other great players. So you know, they're going to have nightmares, and they should, because I really feel like I'm going to be dominant.
If you make it to the WNBA, you plan to use the women's locker room and all that with them?
I mean, of course. I mean, I don't want to be discriminated against. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I use the women's locker room? I mean, I grew up playing basketball since I was about 5 years old, and a lot of women in my family. My little sister is a collegiate basketball player, D1 collegiate basketball player, and I've grown up knowing a lot of girls and women's basketball players. The great Nancy Lieberman was one of my coaches, Lady Magic over in the Big Three, and I have great respect for the skill of women's basketball. And even at the girls' level in high school, you see that the girls have to play a much more skilled game because they don't have some of the physical God-given abilities or natural physical abilities as the men. So I have great respect for the women's game, but there's a significant difference between biological men and women, and I think we've blurred that line like we've blurred many other lines unnecessarily, and I plan to exploit that for my economic and athletic benefit.
You mentioned the other players are going to have nightmares about you. Is there any player in the WNBA that you think could match up well with you?
No.
No.
Maybe Enes. Maybe me and Enes should play on the same team. That'd be good. We the Twin Towers, right?
Man, they put these
we
guys
think
on the
alike.
same
We think
team,
alike.
man.
We both criticize China on the Uyghur Muslims. We both almost went to Kentucky. He went to Kentucky, ended up getting drafted without playing. I was set to go to Kentucky. I ended up at Iowa State. But you know, maybe this is the how it was supposed to all play out. Me and Enes Kanter running off about 5-6 WNBA championships.
Did Enes inspire you to make this decision, or did you already have the idea?
I think I was first. I think his must have been today or yesterday. I was about 3 days ago. But you know, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. There's no time limit on these things. When great ideas and great opportunities pop up like this, you just got to jump on them and ride them all the way.
What happens if you go undrafted? No one signs you though.
Oh well, then I have to file a discrimination lawsuit, right?
I said
that's ridiculous.
I just said that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a huge legal battle about discrimination if I can't play. I'd like to know what the parameters are. What exactly are the the specifics. What criteria do I need to meet in order to be able to play exactly? I mean, is it just a wig? Do I have to cut my beard? Does my voice have to get a little bit lighter? You know, do I have to do this snip? I'd like to know the specifics of the criteria, and I hope they'd be able to defend it in a court of law. I'm sure their pals over at the NBA front office will be giving them some legal assistance. The attorneys over there at Prokshire and Rose will be giving them some legal assistance, but put themselves in quite a pickle here.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Andy from Beaverton, man, you're out of control, man. You're out of control. Yes. There's still a lot of questions about Brittany Griner and what she is and what she ain't. But I do believe that he would average a quadruple double. Man, I said this before we started this video, man, that the WNBA have now found themselves, man, in a difficult and pretty much unwinnable situation, because you open this door, this all-inclusive door, this door to where you want everybody to be equal. You don't want no separation of no kind. And now you open this door to where you're having biological men who are declaring for the draft because they are now trans, and you now cannot stop them. Or if you try to, there will be a lawsuit of discrimination coming. And it would be really no reason why they wouldn't win, according to the WNBA rules and regulations. I'm it's looking quite certain that we're gonna have a couple of individuals in the WNBA. And if he gets his wish, if him and Enes Kanter is on the same team, I said it before, and I know we was laughing, but every other team in the WNBA is going to have to go trans man hunting. You're going to go have to find. Don't do it, John. You got to go find a trans man, because the only way you're going to stop that is they going to have to go to the G League, or you're going to have to get some undrafted NBA players. And if you didn't make it, like I said, you trans man. I'm sorry, Andy. I was wrong. It's her. If both of them women there, if they get into the WNBA, there is going to be an issue. You're going to have an influx of men going into the WNBA. All the undrafted NBA players will now become her, and they will become trans men. And after a couple of years, it won't be a WNBA as we know it. This man said he got wigs. He said he hoped the wigs don't get in his eyes. He said he got a couple of them in his closet. He ain't got a chance to try them on. I'm assuming he bought them and he ain't tried them on yet. So I don't know how you put a wig on. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that. I'm not sure if you're supposed to put a wave cap on first, or exactly what goes into. I'm gonna have to ask my wife what goes into putting a wig on. But he says he's got quite a few of them in his closet. So hopefully she knows how to put them things on. She said that she has a full thing of balls, and she should not be discriminated for having those. Hold
on. We have footage of Royce White, the newly transgender, in the wig.
This is her stepping out. She has found herself. This lady got highlights. This is her new wig. I don't know if she would tie it up or if she just gonna let it hang.
Corn roll it down or
She has broad shoulders.
fit.
She's gonna be a problem. I think she's the future of the WNBA. I think she's the blueprint.
There's more. There's another.
Oh my gosh. The fact that she's not cutting her beard.
That's crazy work.
It's crazy work. But hey man.
Inclusion, right?
Hey man, they let you in. They let you
You know who, if they was all right, that's enough of this. If you know the player, if they played in today's game, who would definitely do this?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. He would definitely sign up.
He would play on the weekends.
Hey. When you talking about somebody that be busting down the locker room, he'd be right in there busting down the locker room.
It's about to get crazy, man.
Yes. Now we do have a clip from Stephen A. Smith about Enes Freedom and Royce declaring for the WNBA draft and his thoughts.
See what Enes Cathy had to say, right? You see how much of a mess this is becoming. Everybody want to act like, oh my goodness, we don't want to hate on trans. That's not what that's about. Anybody who's hating on them should be ashamed of themselves. The WNBA, the NBA, and everybody else in between is absolutely right when they talk about not violating people's civil rights and liberties, not being hateful, not engaging in hate in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whether verbally, physically, or otherwise. We all know, but what Enes Cathy is pointing to is about competition. So for somebody to transition from male to female, and for folks to act like it would be okay for them to participate in the WNBA is ridiculous. And when you have athletes from the WNBA saying that they're looking out for and speaking up on behalf of girls, because it would clearly be an unfair advantage to a trans athlete over people born female, what's the problem? We got to have common sense. And yes, Enes Cathy is going a bit too far, but he's right to do so to make a point. And Royce White, former NBA player, now because he's right too because he's trying to make a point. Certain things are beyond ridiculous, and you got to call it out. Just to send the message. Do you get it now? Are you sure you want to continue on this path? Sure you don't want to be political pawns? Fine. Then understand that the WNBA is for girls and people born female, and leave it at that. And stop acting like you don't know.
That's all I was saying earlier. These guys or young ladies now would definitely trying to prove a point that this all-inclusive thing that you're trying to do, this basically no rules, no boundaries for anybody. Whatever you want to do, you can do it without any parameters or any guidelines or any stipulations is really ludicrous. It's crazy. And if they do not want to step up and say, hey, you know what, we were wrong. If you're a biological man, we do not need you in women's sports. Because it would no longer be women's sports. It would just be men's sports. If they let Rose in there, and they let Enes Cathy in there, it's going to be a problem. Because the reason why it's going to be a problem, because you can't stop there. Because The debate is for more runs like Enes County and Royce White.
How so?
I don't think he understands the issue we having.
Drop another comment.
They
Lost
standing up.
Highway.
They standing up for equality, man.
Hey, they just operating their rights for equality that the WNBA is fighting so hard for.
If you don't want them in there, then keep all biological men out of women's sports.
And they say men make the best women.
Oh gosh, you shouldn't even read that. But they are making a point that we should keep all biological men out of women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. But women are saying we're not different from men. Women are just as good as men in basketball. They're not. That's why there's two separate things. That's why we have two separate leagues. If women were just as good as men in basketball, then it would just be just the NBA. You would have men and women in the NBA. It would just be one league. It wouldn't be two. We have two for a reason. We have two of everything. Goes for baseball too. Softball.
Facts.
Even track and field.
Soccer
as well. I love women. They're great. It's always been a rule on in the Olympics, NCAA. Nobody is testing this in the WNBA other than these two fools. This is a fabricated outrage.
You missing a point.
Once again, trying to educate. When you open the door and you let trans men into sports, this is the problem that we have. Now you have these two individuals who are saying, well, since you're letting trans men in, let me go in. There shouldn't be a problem. But now everybody's saying, oh, it's a problem. It's a problem. They're saying, well, why is it a problem? You're already letting trans men. There's already a trans man in the track and field, winning all the awards.
And so Lost Highway, if they really do go through with this, you tell me what they'll do in the WNBA next season. You tell me that they would not dominate, like complete domination.
It's gonna be unlaughable. It's gonna be crazy. At the point, it's just not even gonna be funny no more.
Mind you, they played at the highest level. These are not just high school players or JUCO players. These guys, they played in the NBA. And for Enes Kanter, he played in the NBA 11 years. And then he transitions to the WNBA. What do you think is going to happen?
They're gonna score 40 at will every night.
Then the WNBA will make a rule about it, just like the NCAA and Olympics after the fact.
After the fact.
So you're gonna wait until something happens, and then all of a sudden you're gonna make a rule. Then you're gonna be reacting.
You're not getting the point. It should have already been a rule in place.
If it was a rule in place, then they wouldn't be able to declare.
They're saying there shouldn't be biological men in women's sports, but everybody wants to say, oh, let's be equal. Let's be all inclusive. Men are saying, no, let's not be all inclusive. It's no longer women. If you let them in, it's no longer women's sports.
He said, yes, after the fact, there's nobody testing it. We're the trans hoopers.
Here you go.
Here you go.
We already had trans people in track and field.
Dominating.
Winning all the medals and all the awards.
A couple years back, it was a trans MMA fighter that actually went up.
Breaking women's skulls.
Literally breaking women's skulls.
You had a trans MMA fighter.
And what did they do? They waited till after the fact.
After the fact to kick him out and say, well, man, he's dang near killing women.
So you waited till a fracture skull. Then you want to put regulations in place.
Now you want to say, oh, well, shoot, maybe we probably shouldn't have men in here.
What do you think Title IX is about? There is nothing in place. There is no bylaws. There is no structure in place to prevent this. And that's what they're trying to point out to you.
Like, there should be guidelines and rules and regulations in place where we keep things separate. Something separate is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Discrimination is not always a negative connotation. It doesn't have to be.
When people hear discrimination, they automatically think negative. Oh, they won't let me do this. It's good. It's good that men won't go to the WNBA. That's a good thing. Because it would no longer be a WNBA. It'd just be a second NBA. Because you'll have more men coming into it.
That's it. And he said Julie Tatar
plays I seen that. French. Plays in the French and dominating. Mm-hmm. I seen that.
At 6'3".
I've seen it and dominating.
(20-20) at 6'3".
In this counter is 6'10". 40-20.
40-20. And so a 6'3" trans is doing this. So imagine a 6'11" player with skill. 40-10. So you might want to rethink that one. And I believe that they're going to make their way over here to the WNBA. So that's going to be another one.
Yep.
So they might want to rethink this. Okay, we got one more. This is Enes signing the document to officially apply for the WNBA.
It's official. I just declared for the 2027 WNBA Draft in April. Join me in this journey.
Enes Kanter Freedom decided he's going to throw his hat into the WNBA.
The WNBA does not ban men who identify as women right now from playing in the league.
He would dominate the WNBA without batting an eyelash.
The number one prospect in the history of the WNBA.
There you have it. He's officially entered, declared his name for the WNBA draft, and he should be the number one pick. Him or Royce should be the number one pick. Should be 1 and 2. This is what happens when you don't put rules in place.
This going to be the oldest lottery pick.
When you don't put rules and regulations in place, and you want people just to do whatever they feel like they want to do, this is what happens.
We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe button.
Please, man. We're going to be dropping more videos on this channel, man. More reactions on this channel, man. That helps us keep going, man. It don't cost you nothing. Hit that like, subscribe button, man. Hit that, man. But, man, we have a big issue on our hands because right now there's nothing that the WNBA really can do. Mm-mm. Because if you tell them that they can't come, now you have a discrimination lawsuit on your hands. Big issue.
Yep. So Laws Highway, it looks like it's for at least for Enes Kanter, it looks like he's taking another step towards it.
He's going all in. And I'm pretty sure the WNBA is sitting there sweating bullets like, what in the world do we do? Because if we let him in, of course, he's going to torch people And it's going to force other teams to have to go out and find some more guys to be a part of it. And yeah, now you have a league full of men.
So nobody wants to come. Nobody has come. Just a troll by Enes Cantor. Let me ask you this. Like we just like how Andy just brought up not too long ago, Julie Tartart in the French league, averaging 2020 at 6'3".
Plays in the women's French league.
So what's stopping her from coming over here and doing that?
Nothing, because as soon as they get in, it's going to be an influx of men going to the WNBA. You mean to tell me I can go make $100,000 playing in the WNBA? All the men who don't make the NBA draft going to the WNBA?
What you say? Is it? Oh, you're trans now?
Who?
Is that what you said?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the men, they gonna be trans. When they don't make the draft and they interview them, man, what happened? I don't know, man. I'm trans now, and I'm coming out. I just want to let everybody know I'm trans. And according to the rules, you can't tell them that they're not trans.
And mind you, this is Julie Tartart. Oh, never mind. Wrong one.
That's Brother Royce.
That's Brother Royce. Oh, Brother Rose. Hold on, wrong one. Let me get this is Julie Tartart.
Ooh, that brother strong. I mean, now he's playing, or she playing, god dang it, whatever you want to call her. Julie is playing in the women's French league.
Built like a linebacker.
With this has come in, man, I'm pretty sure she'll be on her way to the WNBA.
Yep.
She has been dominating the French league.
Sheesh. Look at them arms, bro.
And I really don't understand the issue, because if you for trans rights, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want them in the WNBA. I'm not for it. I'm saying don't let them in. But I know it's going to be a lawsuit that follows it. But I'm saying if you let them in, there will no longer be a WNBA.
You can't close that door.
If you let them in, you can no longer close that door.
Wait a minute. Like I said, don't be surprised if you see Julio in the WNBA next season in 2027.
You're not gonna be. I'm not surprised, and I'm not saying, like, I don't understand people who are against it. Like, if you're for this equal rights and you for all these people having rights and doing it, whatever they want to do, then let them in. They feel like they're a woman. They said according to them, that's what makes you a woman. If you feel like it. They woke up one morning and said, man, I'm a woman. Let me go hoop with the women. Now you want to use discrimination, saying, man, they don't need to be over there. They trolling. They don't need to go in there. Like, why not? Either you for equality or you're not for equality.
Facts.
I don't believe in equality. It's not a real thing. It's a social construct. Equality isn't real.
And they'll make a rule with will the crying about the trans end? Nope. See the Algerian boxer who wasn't even trans, right ringers still crying. Yeah, they talking about Imain Kidif.
I don't care if the trans end or it don't end. I'm saying you caught up. You got a problem now. This isn't about whether they should end trans or no trans. This isn't what this podcast is about. We're saying that these men who are claiming to be trans, and you saying that trans men or women should be able to go into any space that they want to go into. Now you have a problem. Because if you let these men into the WNBA, now you got to open the door and let everybody in who say that they're trans.
And also that boxer they brought up did win gold in the Olympics.
Sorry about that loss, Highway. You lost again.
Andy from Beaverton, fire Cathy Engelbert for allowing this mess and fire Stephanie White for not protecting her players. They're not.
They ain't finna do that.
They're not.
They ain't finna do it. They just want to get mad at us and mad at everybody else for pointing out the truth. The truth is the truth. There's no equality, man. There's no equality. It's just not.
She was a woman. Okay, so what was your point then? If she was a woman and she got gold, what was the point?
She fought where she should have fought at. We're talking about specifically dudes who are in women's sports. So we're bringing up dudes. Only dudes who are in women's sports. Royce O'Neal has went on record saying that he has balls. So I'm pretty sure Royce is a biological dude. Lost Highway, we not right wing, left wing, down wing, up wing. We're not Democrat or Republican. Both of them some BS.
That's a fact.
We just right and wrong, bro.
That's it.
Point blank, period. All that mess, both parties got their own agendas, and a lot of it is negative. We not rocking with either one of them. We not over here on a political trip. This isn't a political show. We're not talking politics or political. We're just talking right or wrong. You open the door for trans men or women to do whatever they want to do. You have a problem now. Because now you have men saying that they're trans and they want to play in the WNBA. There's no rule saying that they can't play. Now that you let them in, now you have a problem.
And so it's so many people saying protect women. We're saying something to protect women and they're fighting against it. Well, the very thing that would actually protect women.
The people want to the people want all inclusiveness, but now they're saying, "Oh man, these guys are trolling." These guys are taking the liberty to do what's available to them.
I can be liberty, right?
The liberty is I can be whatever I want to be, whatever I make up in my mind that I want to be. I can be that. And I can go and participate in anything that I want to participate in. Whether it aligns with my biological gender. This is what they're taking liberties in. This is what people have been fighting for. There's so many laws for gay rights now. They're fighting for these issues so that gay people, trans people, whatever, can go into any space that they want to go into without discrimination. And so I'm saying this really shouldn't even went viral because what's the problem? What's the issue? What's the problem? Let them in. If you're for all inclusiveness, then let them in. It shouldn't even be an issue. But if you don't let them in, now we have to start talking about a whole different other ball game now. Because now you're just making up stipulations for these two.
Bring up a picture of Blair White. Is she allowed to play in the WNBA? Yeah.
Who is Blair White?
So, according to Google, is a YouTuber that's a conservative, so which is a right winger, is he talking about? And it's talking about transgender issues and feminism. So he's still making Lost Highway is still thinking it's a political thing.
We're not talking political here. We're talking just right or wrong. As it stands right now, according to the rules of the WNBA, anybody can play if they say that they're a woman.
Okay, so Blair is a transgender.
So she will be able, or he will be able, whatever, will be able to play according to the WNBA rules.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rule in the WNBA that's saying that trans women or trans men or whatever can't play. Now, biological men can't play. According to my rules, no, I don't have any rules because I don't have a WNBA. She's 5'5", 110.
5'5".
She probably won't make it.
Mm-mm.
Especially if she don't have any skills. The shorter you are, the more skills you have to have.
You have to have facts.
Because you don't have the height or the weight to make a difference. So if you're 5'5", then you have to have skills. They have skills.
If Blair White never played basketball or dribbled a ball in their life,
the shorter you are, the more skills you have to have.
The more dynamic you have to be. And so what the show is centered around tonight in this counter, 6'10", NBA player with skill. Royce White, 6'9", athleticism, jump out the gym. The third biggest hands in NBA history. Let alone the WNBA ball is smaller than the NBA ball.
Yes, the trans Hulk man from French will be able to play. For one, he can play. For two, he has the size and strength that will really make a difference that natural born women would not be able to combat. That's what they having problems with in the French league with him.
20 and 20.
He's too strong. He's having his way out there.
At 6'3", So you got to put it in perspective.
He's thinking that they all equal and that Enes Kanter won't make a bit of a difference going into the WNBA.
If you think
now, we're just talking to a moron now. Because if you think a 6'10", 11-year veteran of the NBA who has skill, almost 260 pounds, would not dominate in a woman's arena full of women on the team, you are sadly mistaken. And that's in the conversation. I don't have no more to say to you. Like, he still don't understand. It's the reason why he called Lost Highway. If you're 5'5", 120, man, you got to have a lot of skill.
Chat, can y'all help him to understand?
Don't help him, chat. He lost. He don't understand simple common sense. This is why Enes Kanter and them is doing this for people like him who don't have common sense. To understand, if you're 5'5", you got to have a lot of skill because you're small. Like Mosey Bowes, do you know who he is? You probably don't, but go do your homework. The French person has skill, but he's also super strong.
Did you see the biceps on that? And they so you got to think about a 6'3" person in the WNBA is going to be a 4 or a power forward.
He probably don't know basketball. He don't know sports.
So your view is there's no average size trans people with enough skills?
That's not what I said. I said if they're small, the smaller you are, the more skills you have to have because you don't have size to make a difference. The biggest difference that's going to be on Enes Kanter and them side is their size. He is 6'10", 260.
There's nobody in the league that's 6'9", 6'10".
They just physically will not be able to do anything with him, regardless of what skill he has. Just on his sheer size alone, he's going to be a problem. It's almost like Kyrie Irving in the NBA. The reason why Kyrie Irving has so much skill is because he needs it. He doesn't have the size to be a dominant figure. So in order for him to make the impact that he does, the same with Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
They make the impact because they are super skilled versus a guy like Rudy Gobert. Doesn't have a lot of skill, but he's big and tall.
7'3".
So he get away with not having a lot of skill. The bigger you are, the more imposing you are, the less skill you got to have.
Unless you're going to call somebody that got both.
Well, now that makes you a superstar. Now you're a Shaquille O'Neal or Hakeem Olajuwon. Now you're a freaking superstar. But I digress, man. It is what it is. This is the story, man, that is out. However you feel about this, man, you got the right to feel how you want to feel. But I will say, I believe that the WNBA, man, is in a pickle because if they don't let these individuals in, there will be a lawsuit. But if they do let these individuals in, man, they're going to dominate the WNBA. And it's also going to open the door for more men to come into the WNBA, which is going to eliminate a lot of the jobs for the women that are in the WNBA. So you open a whole door, a whole Pandora's box, man. They can get real, real messy, man. But that's our take on it, man. It is what it is at the end of the day. We'll be following the story. When more news drop, man, we'll be right back here, man, talking on it, man, reporting on it, you know, giving our input and our takes on it, man. How you feel free to leave it in the chat, man. At the end of the day, it's all love, man. It is what it is. Peace out.